National revival is another way of saying the defining characteristic of fascism, which is something called palingenetic ultranationalism. The fact that Elon Musk is tweeting this is maybe one of the most mask-off moments of like, it's so mask-off that there barely isn't really a mask anymore. But yeah, the fact that Musk is even aware of this account that had, yeah, it has 2,000 followers here and 3,000 on Instagram. He's deep in the sauce. Elon Musk, Trump's biggest and richest supporter, tweeted this a few hours ago. I cannot put the music, it's, okay, can I make sure that the music stays muted? The music is definitely copyright, but this montage Trump ad thing that has, you know, a few typical conservative American stuff, along with QAnon stuff. Wait. Okay, it didn't play the music. Along with QAnon stuff, great stuff, yeah. Thank you, Elon Musk, for tweeting that. And you might notice this little national revival thing here. National revival, first, if you know anything about fascism, about Nazi rhetoric, anything like that. So the white guy is knocking out the black guy in the video, which is to tell us what. Yeah, that is an interesting observation. National revival is another way of saying the defining characteristic of fascism, which is something called palingenetic ultranationalism. Let me open maybe a wiki page. So, palingenetic ultranationalism. We watched a video on this a few weeks ago, if you watch stream regularly. National rejuvenation, the Xi thing. Yeah, I also think that China uses palingenetic ultranationalist rhetoric all the time. As the wiki says, yeah, is a definition of true fascism. What this means, so it is palingenesis is the return to like the great past, and ultranationalism being like the nation being like the forefront thing. So it's returning the nation to its great past. And that is chapter 1, the basis of any fascist movement is always that. It's this idea that the nation used to be great, even when it wasn't particularly, and it's about returning the nation to that. In other words, make America great again. So yeah, someone using kind of a, you know, oh, our country used to be better than this and we can go back to that, is kind of what politicians say all the time. You know, I can think of, you know, center-left politicians after a few years of a right-wing government going, you know, oh, the right destroyed a lot of things that about the welfare state and whatever. Our country was great and now it's just helping the rich and we're going to go back to how it was before. And that could be interpreted as palingenetic ultranationalism. So you do need to beware of kind of over-ascribing it to that. But when it's really like a core element of their rhetoric, and when it's always kind of this vague, you know, greatness of the nation that oftentimes get tied to ancient Rome or the Vikings or ancient Greece or anything like that, that's when you really need to start paying attention, because those are the big fascist red flags. There's other elements to fascism, like demonizing people, demonizing specifically powerless minorities. So when you're demonizing immigrants, when you're demonizing LGBTQ people, when you're demonizing, I don't know if you would call them powerless, but like demonizing the media and using rhetoric like the media is the enemy of the people. All of that is like really dangerous stuff. And you pair that and a few other characteristics. I do plan to make a video like on the definition, a more clear kind of definition and way to identify fascism in the near future. But when you pair those kinds of like demonization rhetoric and the otherization of people that aren't part of the majority base of your party, and oftentimes the majority base of your country, and you pair that with palingenetic, make America great again, or national revival kind of rhetoric, that's when you're in the danger zone. And what's interesting is neo-Nazis have picked up on this thing. So this thing, national revival, is actually both an Instagram account and a Twitter account. Let me find the Instagram account just to show it, because it is just a neo-Nazi account. Like there's no ifs or buts about that. Boom. If you weren't already concerned by the national revival, which is another way of saying palingenetic ultranationalism, I follow the light of the Aryans. Now, he does have the Shah of Iran, and there is a lot of other things around Iran and Aryans, like the Iranian, as actually in the Iranian language, the same word as Aryan, because Iranians believe that they are Aryans. So there's a lot of things mixed into that as well. But yeah, this is pretty much explicit at this point. And it's not even new. The fact that Elon Musk is tweeting this is maybe one of the most mask off moments of like it's so mask off that there barely isn't really a mask anymore. But Elon Musk has been retweeting or signal boosting or interacting with either far-right people or like outright fascists or outright neo-Nazis for months, if not years at this point. So it's kind of shocking that he would retweet such a small account, a video by such a small account. Like for him to be aware of this account that has 3,000 followers on Instagram, and how many followers they have? Like even the neo-Nazis, like Musk is posting national revival edits and you're blackpilling because a lot of Trump supporters are pessimistic about the election. But yeah, the fact that Musk is even aware of this account that had, it has 2,000 followers here and 3,000 on Instagram. He's deep in the sauce. Like for him to be aware of these accounts, the guy is surrounded by Nazis, and this is all he sees all the time, every day. Lopinash, he had a mask. Honestly, he had a mask a few years ago, I would say. But that mask has been slowly just like falling apart, and it basically imploded a few months ago. But no, at this point, there's no more mask. Yeah, let me just read this thing. So Peter Sweden said, tweeted, "I love my country. I reject the woke agenda. I am an anti-socialist. I embrace masculinity. I don't believe the media. I support the farmers. I expose the WEF agenda. This doesn't make me far right. It just means I'm normal." And Elon Musk retweeted that, saying, "Makes sense." The thing is, like every single one of these, if you don't follow politics, they seem like kind of semi-reasonable, but every single one of these, to some extent or another, is a Nazi dog whistle. Like the WEF agenda, like that is very much something that is at the very least in far right circles, and is even a bigger talking point in neo-Nazi circles. But this guy Peter Sweden, let me just open another selection of tweets of his, because when he says this doesn't make me far right, it just makes me normal, this is the kind of stuff that he tweets when he's not claiming to be normal. Stuff like Hitler helped 60,000 Jews migrate to Palestine and settle there, or I don't like fascism, but I think Hitler had some good points, or how is the protocols of the Elders of Zion?
I'm not a Nazi, but the Holocaust never.
Like all of these things are crazy. Like all of these selections of tweets should be like something that's immediately disqualifying. And it's the typical thing of like, these are the kinds of people. This guy's a neo-Nazi. Like you read these tweets, you go, okay, this guy's a neo-Nazi who's pretending not to be a neo-Nazi. And there should be zero doubt in anyone's mind about that. But then you get to that other tweet, the one that Elon Musk retweeted, and you don't know that the guy's a neo-Nazi, and you don't really understand any of the dog whistles that are going on here, and you can see this as reasonable. But the thing is, these retweets of retweeting neo-Nazis is something that Musk has been doing on an almost daily basis for the last year. It's not like he does it once and then people point out, hey, by the way, that guy you retweeted, he's a neo-Nazi. And then they just, he just goes, oh, my bad, and backs off. Like, he keeps on retweeting these people.
Don't forget to like and follow. This was a clip from the weekly Barely Informed live stream. You can catch it every Sunday on the main Barely Informed YouTube channel. And please support us on Patreon. The link for both of those are down below.